Hey guys, in this episode I'm going to talk about mentality and why it's important to understand what you're doing in game. And even though you're going to get bad lanes or bad supports or like whatever is going to happen, bad things are going to happen in your games, like you need to know that the right things are going to help you throughout the whole laning stage. And in this episode, like I'm playing against Team Secret, I'm playing Morphling, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about exactly. It's so important to have this mentality because like most of the times as a carry player, you need to know that you're not going to get a free lane or you're not going to get like any free farm, any good start. So you need to keep in mind that if you don't get affected by it, or let's say you get affected by it, you're not going to be able to make a comeback and your whole game is going to be screwed from the start. Basically, like if you allow the enemies to get into your head or like you allow yourself with your bad game to get into your own head, of course you're going to start focusing on the wrong things and you're not going to be able to see the big picture, basically. And you're going to make so many more mistakes when you do that. So this is a really important part of being a carry, I think. Alright, in this replay I'm playing Morphling against Team Secret and we're getting a bad lane, like even a worse matchup I would say, but I'm going to show you how to make a comeback in it. In this lane it's kind of hard for us to keep pushing the lane, and Enchis has been blocking our small camp, controlling the big camp, and we don't get any pulls, so obviously we're gonna lose in XP, and this is what I want to show you. It's still the same thing, like we get the first pull, but the lane is in a good spot for these guys. They just keep controlling me before I get level 3, and I'm gonna die right before it, because of that. It's a pretty rough start. They get Tornado, we cannot stop it, big pull again. Small camp, we're not getting any pulls. It's hard for us to push the lane as well. So minute 5 Carapod is gonna come, that's what I want to show you. What you want to do best is obviously cure a Carapod, but if you cannot do it, your tower is gonna get a lot of like tower damage. Here we're gonna lose the tower. But now I want to say that losing a tower as a carry, your tier 1 tower, it's not always a bad thing because it's gonna allow you to jungle and wait the wave out near your tier 2 and you're gonna feel safer in most of the games. So you shouldn't feel pressured by losing a tier 1 tower. Now I know about my items. Like it's like obviously you can see that it's so hard for you to lane and you want to buy an item that's going to allow you to farm faster in the jungle, obviously. And for Morph, that's Morbid Mask. That's why I bought Morbid Mask without even getting a boots. And now what I'm talking about is like when the wave comes, you want to keep the Mars busy, so you need to push the lane first. You need to apply some kind of pressure before you go into jungling. Because if you just jungle and you don't show on the lane, it's super easy for these guys to just, he can tip in mid, he can tip in bot, he can do whatever he wants. Because there is no pressure on the map at all. I'm coming here to cure a Carapod, so my tier 2 doesn't get pressured, and I'm not allowing this guy to be like moving freely around the map. I'm just pushing the lane all the time, because I know they have no catch, and it's so hard for these guys to be here in the first place. So basically in this game, as you can see, I'm 16 net worth, but this doesn't matter at all, and I don't get affected by it, because I know that if I keep doing the right things, this thing doesn't matter. Now I want to show you that by pushing the lane and by applying pressure, instead of just jungling blindly, even though I have Morbid Mask, I can go to Ancients. I would rather keep pushing this lane and forcing this guy to be here. I'll show you how it's going to return into a kill. Result into a kill, I mean. Like this guy, he wants to stay here, not let me push the lane. This thing automatically makes him like a target for us. And he's going to die because of it. Now imagine if you were just farming AFK in the jungle without applying any pressure, the wave would be here, and this guy, he wouldn't be dead right now. He would go on your team first, so this is really important. If you don't apply pressure, it's bad to just jungle without doing anything. And that's a kill. You see how simple it is, just because you're pushing the lane, and it's like not just jungling, you get a kill, you push the lane, and now you can go back to jungling, because it doesn't affect you at all. So now when you do that, the lane is already in a really good spot for you. You're going to control the bounty, you're going to go back to jungling, and not only that, you can see throughout the whole map where you want to be. Like for instance now, a fight can pop up and you can TP and get a kill. Or you're just going to force a TP here and you go back to jungling, but still this is pressure. This is applying pressure on the map. It's really important. And now you just jungle and you wait the wave to be in a bit of like safer spot around here. And you're going to repeat the same thing. Like the whole game, you just repeat the same correct things. You just push, you want to kill the Carapod before you go, keep doing that, keep pushing the lane. And as you can see already, like even though I had like such a bad start, you already see I'm top 1 net worth. And that's just by doing simple things. As you can see, there is nothing complicated about it. You see you pressuring the tower, you see there is nobody here, but now you can react to TP because a fire is popping up. You just wait your chance, basically. What you want to do is you push the lane, you farm jungle, you apply pressure, and then you look at the map throughout the whole game. Like, you need to look at the map and see if you can find a TP or a Q or like even a tower. So as you can see, I'm pressuring the tower, and that's going to be 2 kills for me. That's only because I'm pushing the lanes and I'm playing on the lanes. Now it's going to return into tier 1. So you see, just by pushing the lane and not allowing Mars to be here and applying pressure, you got yourself 2 return kills and you get a tower. So the conclusion about this episode was that you shouldn't get affected by a bad lane, by a bad support or a bad matchup, because as you can see, in 10 minutes or even less, you're going to be back on top if you know all the right things and you don't get affected by it. This is the only way you can do it. So when you start climbing against high MMR players, even pros, you start meeting them in your pubs, the best thing you can do is just remember like your own gameplay. Remember your own game, remember the things that makes you good, and don't even look at their names. You can even mute these guys. You're just as good as them probably, if you do your things. This is the best advice I can give you. And by the right things, I mean that like just remember about the mentality, remember what makes you good, remember the things that made you go to this level in the first place, and this is the way you're going to be able to beat these guys.